everybody. My name is Alison, and I'm the founder of HoneyBadgerRadio. Today, I'm going to be reading and commenting on the New York Times column, The Ethicist, by Quaim Anthony Apla, entitled, "Is it okay to press your spouse to have a vasectomy before you ditch him?" Oh my God, this is a real gem, folks. A definite do not want to miss. All right. This is a letter being sent in and commented on by New York Times ethicist Apla. Some time ago, a friend told me she was planning to leave her husband, but was waiting for him to get a vasectomy. As one would, right? She said she knew she'd have to hold his hand through it to make sure it happened. Once the procedure was done, she planned to break the news that she was going to end the marriage. Are you still friends with this person? Because seriously, you need to stop being friends with this individual. I was dumbfounded and told her I was concerned that she had chosen to pressure her husband to have a vasectomy before letting him know she was ending the marriage. She said that she had been warning him for years that she was planning to leave, so it shouldn't be a surprise. Furthermore, she felt he could barely manage to parent the children they had, and she didn't want him to be distracted by more kids. Most likely, he thought that having a vasectomy was going to fix the relationship or appease her and maybe not get her to leave. But let's set that aside. She later reported that when she told her husband of her decision to end the marriage for good, he told her that he was upset to learn this after he had the vasectomy, and he believed it would hurt his chances of finding a new partner. Her response was that she was pretty sure that women weren't going to be interested in having children with someone his age anyway. He's middle-aged. This woman is employed by an organization dedicated to reproductive choice and plans to work as a counselor. My God. I have been troubled about what she told me for months and have considered disclosing the information to the organization. But I'm unsure. Would I just be tattling on what I find to be reprehensible human behavior? Or would this be a reasonable act in response to the highly inappropriate behavior of someone working in the field of reproductive choice? Please advise. Name withheld. Would it be advisable to tell the people she works for that she is an abuser, specifically an abuser of others' reproductive choice? So she's a person who completely removed someone else's reproductive choice, and she's going to be a counselor in the area of reproductive choice. Have I got this clear? Have I got this clear? Because I'm just setting up what the fucking New York Times ethicist had to say in response to this letter. Oh my fucking God. All right. Your friend treated her spouse in an appallingly manipulative way. She believes he wouldn't have made the decision to have a vasectomy if she'd known she was ending the marriage for good. And she withheld this information in order to get him to do what she thought was best. That's a case study in disrespect. No, actually, it's a case study in abuse. And it's almost astounding. People have the right to make the central decisions in their own life, in the light of their best understanding of the situation. And she denied him his best understanding. That she judged he was a lousy father and and thus shouldn't have more children did not give her the right to manipulate him in this way any more than it would have given her the right to make him infertile by sneaking something into his food. There are intricate and costly procedures for reversing vasectomies, but they are not guaranteed to work. Okay, that's a little bit mild, a little bit milquetoast, but What you really want to know, of course, is whether this behavior shows her to be unfit to occupy her position at a reproductive rights nonprofit or to take up a career as a counselor. I presume this woman discussed these matters with you on the assumption that your relationship meant that you would treat the information as private. So to disclose to others what she told you would be to betray the relationship and ignore her understanding of what it entailed. Besides, there's a person better placed to make such a complaint than you, namely the husband she's divorced. I understand your urge to intervene. What she did is not just immoral, but also in contravention of her employer's mission. You might worry that her failure to respect the reproductive autonomy of her husband derives from a generalized contempt for the reproductive autonomy of others. Oh, you think? There is a significant body of research and social psychology suggesting that our conduct in one type of situation often doesn't generalize to others. You could be an honest broker and a dishonest husband. Oh, interesting you chose husband as an example here, that someone has done something awful in the context of a difficult marriage, then doesn't prove her to be an awful person in every other respect. It certainly doesn't establish that she'd be unable to discharge her professional obligations. Thinking that you can manipulate your about-to-be ex's husband's choices doesn't entail thinking it's okay to do the same with a client. There's a natural tendency to want people to suffer for their wrongdoings, but sometimes it isn't our job to make that happen. I'd leave this episode and this woman in your past. Oh my fucking God. And this is from the New York Times Magazine. And this is their Ethicist column. So essentially, if a woman violates the reproductive autonomy of her husband, engages in domestic abuse, and then wants to get a job as a counselor for reproductive choice, New York Magazine thinks that's A-okay. They didn't even advise this woman to tell her friend's ex-husband to contact the clinic. I mean, maybe if they were saying, okay, well, just don't get involved in this, tell the person who was harmed to do it in your stead. Fine, fair enough. But they didn't even say that. They're essentially saying, oh yeah, this isn't relevant to her job. Okay, New York Magazine Ethicist. If someone had written in and said, my friend's ex-husband beat her black and blue every night, and now he's going for a job as a domestic violence counselor, would you say, oh no, not relevant? No, just let that slide. No, just let bygones be bygones, friends. Let's just let that go. If, instead, this person had written in and said, oh, my friend's ex-husband used to abuse their children, but now he's going for a job as a counselor for abused children, would you fucking say, oh no, just let that go. Oh, you just want to punish him. You don't want to interfere with his job prospects. That's just punishing him for past behavior. Child abuser counseling abused children makes perfect fucking sense. Oh, yes. Just let it go. Bygones be bygones. Oh, I got another one. What if this person wrote a letter in saying, my friend alleges that a Supreme Court nominee sexually abused her 26 years ago. Should I encourage her to go and accuse him of it in front of the Senate? Would you also say, that's not relevant to his job description? It's not relevant at all. Just let bygones be bygones. Is that what you would say, New York Magazine? No, you wouldn't. You know what this fucking is? This is the inability to hold women to any kind of goddamn moral standard. That's what it is. It's completely morally fucking bankrupt. Of course this is relevant to her goddamn job description. The fact that she is a reproductive abuser is absolutely fucking relevant to whether or not she should be allowed to be a goddamn reproductive choice counselor. I can't even fucking imagine. Why do I even have to say this? In what fucking universe does this make any goddamn fucking sense? Of course, it's this universe that makes sense. The one that I occupy now. Oh, God. New York Times Magazine. You should be ashamed of publishing something like this. Not only do you demean every single one of this woman's counseling patients by saying that she should have access to influencing their decisions when she is a manifest abuser of other people's reproductive choice, not only are you demeaning and putting them in harm's way, you're also demeaning women by not holding them to a standard that you most definitely would hold men to, because you would never in a million years say that a man who engaged in violating a woman's reproductive autonomy should ever be a counselor for reproductive autonomy in a clinic. You would never say that. You managed to ass fuck both genders at once. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. I swear to God, I'm going to fucking spit blood if I spend one more minute with this thing. So, peace out. Does immoral crap like this masquerading as ethics piss you off? Because it sure as hell pisses me off. And if it pisses you off too, please consider building a community that can fight back against it. www.feedthebadger.com. Thank you.